The House Oversight Committee has subpoenaed President Biden's son and brother. It calls for James and Hunter Biden to appear for depositions in December. It's a long-awaited move by Committee Chair James Comer, who is leading the charge in the GOP impeachment inquiry against the president. House Republicans are accusing him of abusing his office and benefiting from his son's business dealings. They have yet to produce any evidence that supports that claim. Here in New York, Ivanka Trump took the stand in her father's civil fraud trial that threatens the Trump business empire. She's the fourth and final family member to testify after unsuccessfully trying to avoid it. Scott MacFarlane was inside the courtroom.
How you doing, Ivanka?
Ivanka Trump strode confidently into the courtroom this morning in New York. But once on the stand, Ivanka, a former executive vice president in the Trump organization, had trouble recounting many key details. Answering "I don't recall" dozens of times, Ivanka explained she had no knowledge of her father's financial statements, as she did in a deposition last summer.
I've never prepared one. I don't know. I've never made one. I'm not an accountant.
The Attorney General's office says she was an active liaison with lenders during a time when the Trump organization landed sweetheart loans by lying about the former president's wealth. Emails revealed in court showed her involvement on the financing for the Doral Golf Club in Florida in 2011. She was copied on a submission to Deutsche Bank of her father's statement of financial conditions, which portrayed his net worth as $3 billion higher than it actually was. That resulted in a deal with much better loan rates than had been previously offered. She then wrote to her fellow executives, "It doesn't get better than this." Ivanka said she didn't remember sending the email, but state lawyer Louis Solomon said it was clear she was negotiating the deal from top to bottom. The case has also focused attention on Ivanka's negotiation of the 2011 lease of the old post office building in Washington, which Donald Trump turned into the Trump Hotel and then sold in 2022 for $139 million. Ivanka and brothers Eric and Don Jr. each reaped $4 million. New York Attorney General Letitia James said Ivanka will not be able to hide from the truth.
At the end of the day, this case is about fraudulent statements of financial condition that she benefited from. She was enriched. And clearly, you cannot distance yourself from that fact.
And Scott MacFarlane joins us now. Scott, let's go back to this Trump Hotel in Washington. Why did it play such a large role in today's testimony?
That was one of the things the Trump organization did that Ivanka Trump had ownership of. She was deeply involved, and she acknowledged being deeply involved. In fact, when she was under cross-examination from Trump's lawyers, Ivanka Trump championed the project, saying it did so much for the nation's capital and so much for what she called a previously dilapidated government-owned building. But it's another one of those projects where the Attorney General's office is arguing that some of what was done by the Trump organization wasn't what should have been done. The judge has already said, John, that he's determined there was fraudulent activity by the Trump organization. Ivanka Trump is not a defendant, but the state's Attorney General was pressing her for what she knew about those financial statements from Donald Trump and what she might have done in her conversations with the lenders.
All right, Scott, give us a timeline. What's the next step here in this trial against the former president?
As the evening began here in New York, the timeline changed. We expected Ivanka Trump back on the stand tomorrow here at the courthouse, but no. The defendant's attorneys, the defense attorneys for the Trump organization, had very few questions for her. They are done with her. So the state attorney general has rested. The defense gets next crack at this. Tomorrow, we expect them to file a likely doomed motion to get this case dismissed, the trial to end. Not going to happen. The judge, again, has already ruled there was a fraud. They've got to figure out the damages now. Then the defense will present a case that could take weeks, not days, but weeks, and roll late into the year.
Scott MacFarlane, usually for us in Washington, has come up to New York. Thank you, Scott.